Good morning. Today I want to speak about COVID-19. We've been at it almost a year now. It's December. This is December of 2020. And in my blog, I wrote about what I called a global vision quest. So traditionally, a vision quest is a meeting with power, with spiritual power. So when you go on a vision quest, you are making the intention to meet with spiritual power. And it involves traditionally going off into the wilderness, so into a forest or a wooded area, or sitting by a lake, or in a sacred place, a mountain, top of a mountain. You would go traditionally, or even into a seclusion. I've done vision quests inside bedrooms, and they were just as powerful. And so you would go there for the purpose of meeting with power. And to me, COVID is a global vision quest that all of us need. It's come because we need it. People need to find out what is important and what isn't, what is essential and what isn't. And I don't know how many people are getting the message. Now there's all kinds of conflict over COVID. We're in the second wave, which is worse than the first, and so I look at COVID-19 as a global vision quest, that it is an opportunity for all of us to meet with power, to seclude ourselves away from friends and family and work, not to distract ourselves, but to be in seclusion so that we can meet with power. You can't meet with power by yourself, without being by yourself. Otherwise you won't recognize it. It won't be anything that's recognizable to you. So our seclusion, our forced seclusions, our distance from one another, it can all be employed by individuals to create a space where you can meet with spiritual power. And you can use something that is causing conflict to create awakening, to wake you up. COVID-19 is a wake-up call. It's an awakening for humanity. We are far too busy. We are far too self-absorbed. People think that doing a vision quest, a traditional one, you're self-absorbed too. But you fast. And in the fasting, it disarms your ego. The first day and the first night are usually the most difficult times because you are breaking with all the habits that your ego has brought to your life. So you're away from all those habits, and you're away from time. Vision Quest does not include time. There is no breakfast time and bedtime and supper time and TV time. There isn't any of that. In a Vision Quest, you're timeless, and it often feels as if time slows down, that And when you meet with that spiritual power, in whatever form that it decides, not you, but how it decides it's going to meet with you, how it's going to interact with you, then there's always something really powerful, some huge healing or epiphany about who you are, spiritual truths, gifts. And COVID can be like that. COVID has been a very high spiritual year for a lot of people, not just myself, but a lot of people have experienced a very high spiritual growth this year. Not because my life hasn't changed. I wasn't out there anyway. I'm not a big shopper. I don't even do Christmas. And I have 6 grandchildren, another one on the way. So imagine that, not doing Christmas. I haven't done Christmas in 10 years. Try that with your grandchildren, not getting them anything, and see what happens to the relationships. In truth, nothing happened to the relationships. I still have these profound relationships with each of my grandchildren. They're based on our interactions, not how much money I spend on them. They're based on how I interact with them, how present I am with them, not what I got them for their birthday or for Christmas. And my children too, our relationships continue to evolve and be strong, not based on material gifts and consumerism, but based on our being present with one another and interacting honestly and wholly with each other, being whole people. So this is a global vision quest. Use it. Use it to meet with power. Slow down. Allow yourself to slow down. Quit fighting. Quit complaining. All that negativity out there is not helping anyone. It's just making the suffering harder. It's kind of like fasting. It's very difficult for a lot of people. It's very difficult for me to fast. But it is worth it. In the end, going without, it grows you into a real person instead of a distracted, unhappy one. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.